Good evening. I am Carolyn Lewis, and this is FBMD, Faith by My Deeds. And I want to stop and take a moment this evening to talk to you all about some issues that have been brought to my attention, some things that I've been asked this week, and some things that I've had in my inbox. So I would just like to take this moment and touch on a few of those. One of them being not just abuse, but self-love. Let me pull this a little closer here. Self-love and not caring too much about what others think. That has been an issue for quite a while for some individuals. And I just want to touch on that. Sometimes you just have to speak up. I hear, well, I don't want to speak up because I don't want to rock the boat. Sometimes the boat has to be rocked if it means standing up for yourself when you're in the right, or stopping someone from mistreating you. So that's part of caring for yourself. You know, we hear self-love, let's go for a massage, let's exercise, let's eat properly, let's do this or that to take care of ourselves, to make sure that your physical fit is in place and your nutrition is there and that you get proper rest. But self-care is also taking care of your environment, your society environment, making sure that you are not allowing someone to just mistreat you, whether it's a friend, family, co-worker, or neighbor. So setting boundaries so that you can function properly within your own environment, your own space where you need to be. So that self-love that we talk about all the time, get your rest, get the exercises, get the massages, go swimming, go read a book, cuddle up and do whatever it is you need to do to make you feel relaxed, re-energized, to pick yourself back up and keep going. But in the same sense, not caring too much. Well, if I don't do this, they'll think this of me. And if I don't say this, or if I do say this, they'll think that people gonna think, speak, and talk on you no matter what you do. They talked about Christ. They accused Christ. So what makes you think you're any different? What makes you think people are not gonna talk about you? Good or bad, right or wrong, you gonna be the source of someone's conversation, if you like it or not, if they're right or wrong. So you can't sit and focus on someone else's thoughts. It's not putting money in your pocket, food on your table, clothes on your back. And if it's a coworker that could interfere with the money going in your pocket, then you need to stand up and make sure you're doing it correctly. Don't fly off the top. Do not hold it in so long that you lose control and it comes out of your mouth the wrong way. If you must write it down before you say it, and ladies, you know, we'll have a whole conversation with ourselves before we actually deliver that message. Do that. Write it down, rehearse it, say whatever you need to, and if you need a support person at work, fine. Get someone at work to support you with that. Send an email to who you may need to send it to if that's the case. But you must learn to set boundaries and learn to stop harassment, picking, bullying, or just being the just of someone's jokes. That's not good for your mental state. They may be getting a laugh. They may be thinking that, oh, that's funny. She's not going to mind. He's not going to mind. They are not going to mind. Your work, or it's interfering with how you see yourself, that's a problem. So speak up. Do not allow it to go on so long that it balls up and then just burst. In yelling, burst out in harsh words, burst out in a way that does not reflect who you are. So that's one of the things. And keep notes of what's going on, or if it's a neighbor, talk to them before things get out of hand. And if you need someone there to listen that will go between the two, do so. Whether if it be an officer of the law or another neighbor or relative, someone there that can remain neutral, that will not just say take sides, but someone that will keep things from getting out of hand if need be. So that's part of your self-care, your self-love, is also standing up for the proper things for yourself. Two was abusive situations. And it's not just ladies. We know that when we first hear domestic violence or intimate partner harm, we think it's the lady that's always the victim. That is not the case. Women do verbally and emotionally, financially abuse men as well. And there are some women that physically abuse men as well. Force, exploitation, just using people for the sake of using them is another form of abuse. Whether if it is a significant other or a friend or a relative, if you're exploiting them for your own gain, your own come up, and it's something that they would rather not do and wouldn't do unless you was either blackmailing them or telling them it was something you would take from them, or that you're going to take your affection from them or your friendship from them, then you are an abuser using exploitation and force. And if you're on the receiving end of that and you are a victim, the only thing that's going to stop that is you. You're going to have to speak up. You're going to have to try your best to change the environment in which you're in. If it means asking for help or reaching out to someone or something, another facility of some sort, then you will have to do that. I know sometimes we think, well, I got this at stake, I have this, my kids at stake, da da da. Sometimes you have to be prayed up and straighten yourself up and be ready for the battle. And if you're spiritual on that, you know that you're not in that battle alone. A good support system, but everyone does not have that. I'm not gonna sit here and say everyone has someone they can turn to. You may not. You may have to edify and lift up yourself and encourage yourself to get started on releasing yourself from this person's grip, their force, or whatever it is they're using against you, to become free from that, or whatever that is. But know if they're misusing you for their own gains, having you use all your funds, or you use your body to get something for them, or using you for any of your resources, and you rather not, and they're studied, you're going to have to step up and either cut that person off, get free from them, or find another resource for yourself. And I'm not saying that's going to be easy, but here in the area you do have, if it's abuse, physically, intimate partner or domestic, you have safe place that you can turn to. I also dial, is it 211 for information for other facilities or assistance and help in the area that you would need assistance in. There are some churches, and if you are a member of a church and have a good relationship there, talk to the pastor, talk to the deacons, talk to the motherboard, talk to someone there who can lead you in the right directions of the help, or find help within that church to help you as well. If need be, talk to an officer. Go somewhere and talk to an officer or an attorney. Talk to someone to get you help if you cannot find a means of helping yourself. Sometimes you do have to reach out for help. It may not be a person that you can physically reach out to in your circle and say, help me, but there is help there. You may have to get out of your comfort zone to obtain that help. And it's going to be many times you're going to think, well, it was easier back in this. Do not turn around and go back. Keep setting your goals and looking forward for a better life. Keep going, regardless if you get the feeling like I'm in uncharted territory, unknown area. If I'm going through something I haven't experienced before, because people have a means of turning back to what they knew and know what to expect rather than moving forward until they get to a better place. So keep moving forward, and trouble don't last always. It will end, but you're going to have to keep putting your hands to the plow. Keep working, keep moving forward, keep placing one foot before the other, and keep moving. And I said you have physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional neglect. Well, neglect speaks for itself. Person not being there, taking care of it could be parents not taking care of the kids. And when I said person, a spouse or your intimate partner, just always neglecting your needs, your, well, including, yes, some wants, but rather taking care of the streets or anything else rather than you and you all's relationship. Neglect of food and clothing, financial means that you need in order to survive. Keeping you from the basic things that will keep you, the basic needs in life. This basic, the best way of putting that is hindering you or keeping things from you that you would need. Financial abuse, again, that's the money not allowing you to work or causing you to be fired on your job, or not allowing you to know what money is coming into the home, giving you a few dollars, sending you to the store saying, bring me back a receipt. Bring you back a receipt, and I need to shop for the house. You don't give me enough in the first place, but you want a receipt on every dime that was spent. That's controlling, and that is an abuse to make sure that you don't have any financial gains. And people understand not having something of your own, not having any financial gain of your own is a depressing state. Why would someone that say they love you or your partner want to see you depressed? Controlling every bit of finance that comes in and leave you feeling destitute or without or broke and poor. That's another mental. It's financial, but it's also mental because they're deliberately breaking you down. And we talked about the force and discrimination and unequal treatment, which would be on the workforce. Those are all different areas. Most people hear abuse, it's all physical. And again, most people think that it is women being abused by men, but there are some women that has that sharp tongue or the violence within, the hurt, the anger, and they actually meet someone who is either caring for them or that they're afraid that's going to leave them, and they lash out. They come after them with weapons or attack them in their sleep or attack them verbally whenever someone else around and belittle them and talk down to them until that man no longer feel like the man that's supposed to be there in the home, that's the protector and the provider and the one that you love and cherish. He's now become a shell because you emasculated him into what you wanted so that you could feel secure and make sure he don't leave. So yeah, abuse goes both ways. And just because you beat someone down mentally or physically does not mean they're going to stay. It does mean you have an issue within yourself, the abuser, that you need to work on, because you're going to lose possibly your freedom, because you'll wind up hurting them to the point where you need to be arrested and taken out of society. Or someone will take your life and attempt to defend their own. So that is something that needs not to happen. The abuser needs to seek help before they totally destroy a family or a relationship. But victims, those who are being oppressed, please seek help and get out of the situation. It will not get better. just letting things go on and on. It will only get worse. The cycles of abuse, before I change the subject here, is tension build up. You're walking on eggshells, you're anxious, you're nervous, you just nervous about every little thing. You have no peace. You can't rest for real. You're jumpy even in your sleep. You're not getting your total rest even if you in bed the amount of time you need. So that's that tension build up. Then you have the actual abuse, and with all we had talked about previously just a second ago. And then after all that, here come the apologies, the reconciliation, the promising I won't do this again, I won't do that again, being affectionate, telling you the like, well, I wouldn't have done this if you hadn't, or I just hate it when I'm like this or that. Yeah, they may even tell you as sun has shifted, tell you as the victim, well, I wouldn't have did that to you if you hadn't made me mad, if you hadn't did this and I didn't trust it, if I hadn't. If there's red flags there and you don't address those early, it will lead to unfavorable situation. And if you are in the dating stage early on and you see signs of this, do not, ladies, do not date his potential. He has the potential to be a good provider. He has the potential to do this or that. Where he's wealthy, he's making this, he's making that. How's he going to treat you? Are you going to be safe in his care, in his home, around him? Are you going to be mentally safe, spiritually safe around him? It's not always about how much he makes. Sometimes it's how is he going to treat you? What kind of character does he have? And an abuser, it doesn't matter about race, finance, not even his occupation. It could be a officer of the law, a preacher, a teacher, any job you can think of. The individual could be one way at work, then they usually are, male and female, but at home they are a tyrant. You need to be careful and watch out for those red flags. To say this individual will mistreat you in some way. How do they treat the service when you go out? Are they snappy? Are they rude? Do they talk down to them? How are they then? When they see someone else, kids out somewhere, how do they speak on them and talk about them? How do they refer to the people in which they work with? How do they get along with their family? How do they see their family? What is their position in their family? Do their family avoid them, or do they avoid the family? If so, why? Listen sometime and not just talk, hey, how you doing, and then go in and have a conversation. Watch to see how they interact with their family. These things must be watched for, and the knowledge of it obtained prior to totally giving your heart, soul, and mind to a person, and then there you are feeling like you can't leave, or feeling like someone's gonna talk about you because you leave, because you done talked up and bragged on this person so much. Now you're worried about what somebody else is gonna say. Again, someone else, it doesn't matter because they're not the one being mistreated. So if you're worried about what somebody would say, if you're worried about the guilt of being with that person initially anyway, you can get over that. You can forgive yourself. But if something happened and this person treats you in a manner that is fatal, that can't be undone. So yeah, pay attention, watch and learn. And there are some individual, male and female, that love people to the point that it hurts them to think of not being around a person. I can't leave because now I'm married this person, and in the sight of God, God never intended for you to be abused by this person. And you know, we are made in God's image. We are to be Christ-like, But we are not Christ. His love is never ending. He will wait for you to come back no matter how far off from him you get, as long as you come back to him. If you are sealed, saved, and waiting for that day of redemption, you're going to miss some things. It don't mean you can get out here and just go haywire and live any kind of way. Just, oh, I'm saying I'm going to do all this and do that. I'm not saying that at all. But God's love is enduring and patient. It endures forever. It's forbearance, more so than we as humans can do. And if you're loving a toxic or narcissistic person and a person that's harming you, that is not of God for you to stay there and lose your way in this that could be fatal to you. Do not deal treacherously. I know the first thing coming to mind is that's talking about cheating, but we're talking about being abusive to a person. No. And if there's children involved, I'm trying to not use certain words, but it's kind of difficult to not use certain words that'll be considered untactful here for Facebook. Do not stay in an abusive situation. They get out and they change by means of working on themselves and actually changing their total behavior, truly changing that, their mind concept and their behavior. Good. But as long as they are abusing you and they're mistreating you, jealousy is not a good thing. Jealousy has a rage in it that is not good. Now, of course, if you love someone, you're going to have somewhat of a little jealousy about who's that, why was they hugging? Maybe, to a degree. And that's maybe. But that rage, or don't you speak to anyone else, or that was disrespect for you to speak to them, or why was they looking at you like that, and getting angry. Ladies, that is not it. Or you can't even go to work without him wanting to sniff you when you get in, check you when you get back, calling your job, causing trouble, doing anything that could jeopardize your job so that you will not have that source of income. That's not good, ladies. It's not a situation that you need to be in, and that could wind up being fatal for you. And I'm going on with that because there are several individuals that's living in this type situation right now. I want you to hear, just because you stay, just because you love them, you cannot love them enough for you and him both. And your love for him is not going to stop him from abusing you. Seriously. You're going to have to learn to love him from a distance. And if need be, ask God to take that love from you. That's why I was going with this earlier. Even though we are Christ-like, loving someone to the point that it takes your life is not what you want to do or should do, or you're not required to do. So back to self-love. I love you, but I'm not going to love you so much that it hurts me. I'm not going to love you to the point that I allow you to mistreat me, mishandle me, end me. So that's I'm going to move on from that, because if you have something else you want to talk about or work on, you can reach out to me by inboxing me or giving me a call. My information is on the page, and I'll be more than happy to work with you. More than happy to help you find a resource in your area if you're not here locally. So, yes, do not stay. Love yourself. Make a plan, make a goal, and move forward. Life does get better. And I see I was on, let's see, where did I stop? Right there, the honeymoon stage. No, I didn't go into the honeymoon stage. Stage 1 was the tension building, actual abuse, the apologies, the reconciliation, building you up false hope. And now for the calm stage, the honeymoon stage, he's just like he was when he met you, or she is just like she was when you first met him, and you're happy and you're being affectionate, and the gifts are coming through, and you may even taking trips, or they spending cuddle time, and everything just great until it's not. The cycle starts over again. It's a hamster wheel that just keeps right on rolling and rolling and rolling. Get out while you still can. The next thing on my list was learning yourself and setting goals for yourself while you are single. Do not think because you left a person your life is over and that's it. Learn who you are now, because each situation in life change your perspective on life. Your experiences change how you see things or see people, including yourself. So when this perspective change, learn yourself again. Who are you now? What did you learn from that has changed something in you, or how you interact with people, how you see yourself, how you see others? What do you want to do? Has it caused you to want to go after a goal, to start a new do-it-yourself project, or maybe go back to school? What has it caused in you? Or what is it that you laid down that you need to pick up and finish for yourself now? Do you want to get out and start your own business, go back to school, learn just to do things that make you happy? During this time, set goals for yourself. Live. Get out and have your girls' night. Have your family time, your family nights. Have your alone time. Get up and go do something on your own. Now, single time for me, this is get up and go travel. Go see something. After I get this next certificate, this license that I'm working on. I have the one that you saw in the window earlier. Now there's another that I'm working on as well. So, but in between times, or right after that, not in between, because I'm pushing myself for this right now, but after that, some more traveling. As most of you know, I did make my first trip to Ghana this past December 2024 for my birthday. I have some more places on my list to go, Cozumel, Cancun. I want to go back to Black Pearl Beach, South Carolina, so that'll be something else I'm going to do. And we had discussed going down to Biloxi, to the beach there as well, but there are some places here and abroad that I want to see, and that's my time right now. This is my time to do a few things that I want to do. What is it that you would want to do? What's something you never thought you'd be able to do that you now have time to do that you haven't before? What is something you wanted to learn and just never had the nerves to step up and take the class? What sport is it you wanted? Bowling league, softball, cycling classes, dance class. Do something that will enhance your life. What is it? Have you thought about what makes you happy, what you would like to do? Don't sit around and mope and wonder, oh, woe is me. Giddy up and go. Meet people. Meeting people is great. It's well, not for everyone, because I understand some people do not like being around other people. So whatever it is for you, you do that. But, you know, experiences. What is it you've always wanted to experience and haven't? So I'm going to end here. There was... oh yeah, some things about what to do for families while we out for summer break. For those of you that love the water plays, you said the beach is great. But if you're in this local area, Point Mallard, that's a great place to go with the family. Swim or not, if you can't swim, you can go and play in the water. Go and eat out there or what have you. But get out. You have local zoos in the area here. You have Birmingham and Memphis Zoo. Like I said, Point Mallard, If you're going out for girls' night, you can go to Memphis to the BB King, or you can go down to Huntsville, and there's always something going on there. Um, I think the one comes to my mind most that most people can do is get with family and friend and cook and have a cookout. Nothing like a good hand of spades, chess, checkers, dominoes, but just enjoying individuals times your loved ones, family, friends, kids, something that the whole family can do that. It does not have to cost an arm and a leg. It does not have to be something that you got to go take a loan out to go do. And if you're doing a cookout at your house, potluck, everybody bring a dish or two. Not going to break the bank doing that, and you invite people that you want to spend time with. So yeah, everyone can get together and have a good time. You put the kids over in the backyard or in a room. Most likely they're going to want a room with a game going on, or they're going to be on their phone. Take the phones. I love it when you have get-togethers and the phones have to be put up to kind of ensure everyone talks and socialize with one another. So those are a few of the things that I was coming up with for summer. But yeah, find something that you may can do with the church group. There's several things going on, and Vacation Bible School for the kids as well. There's so many little things here in the area that can be done. I will post some later, because if you're not getting out, you can exercise. I already said the zoo. I don't think the lines are still out at UNA. Hotel room for the weekend for you kids to go swimming. There's plenty. Well, it's not plenty in this area, but there's in other areas. And you have the Marriott in Florence, where you can also get the room and enjoy the poolside massages, dining, live bands. Get out and do something. Work, and just paying bills, that's going to make for a very stressful life. You got to get up and enjoy something in life, regardless if it's what you consider something huge or something small. It doesn't matter as long as you can enjoy it. I'm going to end here. Please like, share, ask questions. I'm going to have the computer up and listening and checking back. Ask questions if you need. Reach out to me, inbox me, call me. I appreciate you all so much, and please do not forget to share this video, share the information. I am Carolyn Lewis. This is my page, FBMD, Faith by My Deeds, and I am here to help and serve you. I want to thank you, and you all have a good night.